Penny here from the Facebook group VIPKID Teachers Wanted. My Facebook group is to help you through the application process with VIPKID. And today we are talking about the Certification Center, and we're working on the lesson for the intermediate levels, and that is it's a level 4 lesson. It is My Country, My Culture. Now, if you are a part of in the application process and you are in the Certification Center, this is a new program, a new process that VIPKID is using with applicants, and the Certification Center is new. If you are in the old system that talks about Mach 1 and Mach 2, and you're teaching a lesson that has the lower level lesson of letter X and the My Country, My Culture lesson, this is different, okay? This lesson is different because it's a part of the new one, the new process with the Certification Center. So if you have one that says anything about Mach 1, or if it tells you your videos, your things that you've downloaded have said that you have to do letter X and My Country, My Culture, you're in the wrong spot. You need to go watch my videos for Mach 1, and that one has that lesson in it. This lesson is different. It's a different My Country, My Culture. Similar. Some of the things are the same, but some of them are very different. So if you're in that process, the Mach 1 process, make sure that you go watch the Mach 1 videos, not this one. But if you're in the Certification Center and you've chosen to do the intermediate level lessons, you are in the right spot. Okay, so this is the My Country, My Culture lesson. There will be another video coming very soon for the other intermediate level lesson. That's the Earth, Our Home pollution lesson. So just be ready, be ready to watch those. Okay, there is another video, and I'm going to put the link for it here. The link will be here in the YouTube description as well, that it talks about what the Certification Center is and the whole process with the Certification Center and how you choose which lessons you want to do for which one. Okay, so today's lesson is on the lower level, the intermediate level lesson, My Country. Okay, this is the lesson objective sheet. They send you this with all of the information, or you can download it from the portal with your information on teaching this lesson, but they don't really give you any explanation of what it is and why it's important, what you need to understand about it. First off, I want to make sure that you go back and watch my video called The Basic Essentials of Getting Hired with VIPKID, something like that. Basic Essentials is the name of it. I'll put the link to it here in YouTube. But go back and watch that video because it talks about some basic things of what they're looking for, the teaching style, things like TPR, total physical response, synthetic phonics, incidental language, all of those kind of things. I'm not going to go into that here in this video, so you need to go watch that on the Basic Essentials video. I'm just going to do it here. I'm just going to show you how to teach the slides, okay? But you do need to understand that teaching for VIPKID is a completely different process than any teaching you've ever done before. So make sure you understand the style that they're looking for, because if you don't teach their style, you may be a great teacher. You may have taught middle school, which is kind of where this age group is aiming for. You may have taught that age group for years, and you may be a great teacher to English students, but these are children that are still learning English, and so it's a different style of teaching, and VIPKID has their style that they want. And if you don't teach their style, you don't get hired. Okay, so I want to make sure you understand that style that we're doing. All right, let's talk about this lesson objective sheet and what we're teaching in this one. Now, this is a lesson. The lesson name is My Country, My Culture, and the student here is between age 6 and 8. If it's at age 6, they're a prodigy and they're a genius, okay? But it's more like an 8-year-old. This is a student that has been studying English with VIPKID for at least 2 years. It doesn't say here, and you probably don't understand the levels yet, but this student is a level 4 student, okay? Most of the students come in at level 2. Level 1 is for the babies, the little bitty ones, okay? Most students come in at level 2. They take 144 lessons in level 2. Then they take 144 lessons in level 3, and now they're in level 4. Okay, so they have had a couple of years of lessons, and they are somewhat fluent. They can have a conversation with you on a very simple level. But they're still learning basics of grammar. They're still learning how to have those conversations. You can't get too complicated with them. But if you think maybe about a 3rd grade into for an English student, an American student or Canadian student, about 3rd grade, that's kind of the intellectual level where they are. So think of that area of them. So they do know pretty good English. They can read pretty much anything on the page, except of course the more complicated words, and those are the ones that we're going to use as vocabulary words. Okay, you are going to have 10 minutes to teach this lesson. Okay, just 10 minutes. That's all the teaching time that you need for this one. So just 10 minutes. Be thinking about 1 minute per slide. Some of them may take a little bit longer, some a little bit shorter, but you need to be thinking about 10 minutes per, or about 1 minute per slide. They will stop you right at 10 minutes. Now, if you don't finish all of the slides, don't panic. That's not an automatic failure if you don't finish all the slides, but they do want you to be pretty close. You need to be on the last 1 or 2 slides at that 10-minute mark. My suggestion to you would be to have a timer set on your cell phone, but make sure that you have it set where it doesn't go dark like mine is right here. You want it to stay active. So fix your phone where it doesn't time out and go to the black screen. So you can just glance down and look at it, and you can look and say, okay, I'm at about 4 minutes. I should be at about slide 4. Okay, because there's about, I think there's 9 or 10 slides in this lesson. So make sure that you're staying right with that pacing so that you can finish up at exactly the right time. And don't finish early. Do not finish early. Okay, that's worse than finishing late, is to finish early. You stretch it out however much you need so that you are saying, bye-bye, see you later, right at 10 minutes, okay? We're teaching, the grammar lesson we're teaching is the aren't, the contraction aren't and don't. They've been reading this. They've been saying it for a while. We're just going to practice a little bit of making that contraction in this, okay? Then we're going to teach the phonics of soft C. Now, they've already been reading this. They've been reading the soft C sound in ice and face and stuff like that. They've been reading it for a while. We're just going to give it a name in this one, okay? We have target sentence patterns throughout this one. We're going to use these questions. Where are you from? I am from China. What nationality are you? I am Chinese. They've already had the word nationality, and they have already had the word nation. So those are 2 words that they already know. Okay, what does the Chinese flag look like? What does the American flag look like? And then we want them to respond by giving us that, of course, always full sentences. Okay, the Chinese flag is red with yellow stars. The American flag is red, white, and blue with stars and stripes. Okay, but don't just accept those one-word answers. Red, yellow stars, no. Give a full sentence for each one of those, okay? And then this one, what is the landmark? What is the Great Wall? Okay, what is Tiananmen Square? What is, those kind of things. You're going to ask them those landmarks, and then we want them to answer the Great Wall. Who knows what they're going to answer there, okay? The Great Wall is a wall built around China to protect it from the enemies. Okay, now these target sentence patterns that you see here are not on the slides anywhere. Okay, be aware of that. They are not written on the slides. You have to take those target sentence patterns from this lesson objective sheet and figure out where to put them into the lesson. So make sure that you've looked at those target sentence patterns and go, oh, okay, on this slide I'm going to ask this question. On this slide I'm going to ask this one. Now my suggestion to you would be to take these target sentences, print them out or write them out on a Post-it note and put them on the side of your computer screen so that you can just glance at them and go, what was that question I was supposed to ask here? So you can just put them right there, and you have that nice and handy where you can find those, okay? The target vocabulary that we're teaching is country and the word countries, flag, represent capital and landmark or landmarks, okay? There are some other words that are going to come in, like nation. We're going to be reviewing nation. Some other words that you might use would be government is going to come in there. So those are some of the words that we're going to be teaching the vocabulary, but these are the target vocabulary words that we'll use in this lesson, okay? All right, I hope that's clear to you. Let me switch up. I'll be right back. All right, these are the slides that you're going to be teaching for the My Country, My Culture lesson. There are 12 slides altogether in this lesson, and you have 10 minutes to teach them. So you better really work on your timing with this one to make sure that you have it exactly down. Now, some of the slides are going to take a little bit less time. Some will take a little bit more time, but you need to average about a minute per slide, okay? On this first slide, you're going to introduce yourself to your student. You're going to find out their name. Ask another question. How are you? How old are you? You're trying to connect with this student in order to be able to connect with them and have that conversation with them. Now, you are also going to introduce, okay, yeah, it's not on here. You're also going to introduce a reward system of some kind. We use reward systems in every class in VIPKID. I'm going to use a simple one called my soccer reward system. You see that I have my soccer goal here behind me. It's on a magnetic whiteboard. And then my soccer's balls are printed out on laminated. I print them on cardstock and laminate them, and then I put a little thing of magnets on the back of them. So now I can, for each one, I can say, yay, you get a soccer ball, and put it right here, and it sticks. Okay, so it doesn't matter what your reward system is. You just need to have one. It could be flowers, it could be basketball, it could be soccer, it could be ice cream, it could be whatever, just something that's age appropriate for this student. Soccer works for boys or girls. It's mostly for boys, you know, but it works for those older age groups, particularly those older boys. And you can also kind of do a little bit of a building rapport with them, because that's one of the things that they're grading you on is, are you building rapport with this student and connecting with them to keep them interested? If they're bored in the classroom, they're not going to want to stay there. So you got to keep them connected. So maybe I could do something like, after I introduce the reward system, I could say, hey, do you play soccer? Wow, are you good? I am not good at soccer. They laugh at me on that one because, you know, they think about this fat girl out there trying to play soccer. Makes them laugh. That's okay. If I make them laugh, I've won the game. Okay, so this is your reward system. There's two things about the reward system you need to make sure you do. Make sure it's visible. Okay, make sure it's visible the entire time. See how I have mine that it's right behind my shoulder? It can be seen by the student at all times. You're going to give a reward about every 2, maybe 3 slides in here. And at some point, you need to, instead of giving a soccer ball, you need to give a star. Okay, we use a star system in every class, and in those classes, my chair keeps squishing. Oh, that's much better. I think I need a new chair. My chair keeps going. Okay, it's time for a new chair. Anyway, so you need to give a star. We give 5 stars in every class. The kids are very serious about their stars. They are collecting these stars to get things in the VIPKID portal. And so they're very serious about their stars. But the star system is not active during your interview and your mock classes. You just need to show that you're familiar with the star system. And so at some point, instead of giving a soccer ball, say, yay, you get a star, and hold up a star of some kind. Okay, or maybe you've got something silly. Dollar Tree is my best friend. Okay, so I can use, yay, you get a star. Whatever, be fun with it and make them have fun, and you will do that. So on this slide, you're going to introduce yourself, find out your student's name, ask them a few questions to get to know them. How are you? How old are you? And then, yay, good job when they do it. Use some TPR. Good job. If you do a good job, you get a soccer ball. Yay! Do I need to explain to them, if you don't do a good job, if you don't listen, I'm going to take a soccer ball away? No. Okay, just if you do a good job, if you speak and listen, you get a soccer ball. Yay! And you put it back up here. Okay, so and then you put the soccer ball in your background so that they can see it. So make sure that you that it can be seen at all times, and that at some point you say you get a star. If you're looking for great ideas for reward systems, look in our Facebook group. Again, Facebook group. Okay, VIP Kid Teachers Wanted. Look in the files on the left side of the page. You're looking, there's two different files I want you to find. I'm uploading a file called, it'll be titled CC My Country Printable Props. Okay, CC, that's Certification Center. My Country Printable Props. Okay, so that's going to be in that, and in that one, I have for you, looky here, all of your vocabulary words already on cards, ready to print out. I've got a map of China, a map of the United States. It's got the flags. It's got all kinds of printable things to help you with your lesson. So print those out, use them in your lesson. I print them on cardstock, and I haven't laminated these, but I usually do laminate them so that they last a little bit longer. Am I going to do this for every class that I teach? No. Okay, but I will use, I've used these props a lot of times in some of the classes that I teach. Okay, I have basic props that I use in most of my classes. I don't prepare this much for every single class, but this is different. This is to get you hired, and to get you hired, you need to do a little bit more. So print out these props and make sure that you have those ready. Okay, all right. So you're going to introduce yourself, find out your student, build that rapport with your student, introduce your reward system, and then come down here to the bottom, and you're just going to circle My Country. The whole unit is called My Country, My Culture, but this lesson is My Country. Okay, it is just the My Country lesson. If you don't say My Culture, you don't have to define what the word culture is, okay? Because culture doesn't show up anywhere else in the lesson except here on this slide. If you use My Country, My Culture, your mock mentor may ask you, what is culture? And then you go, okay, here's the thing. If you do not define these words, they are going to ask you, what is government? What is country? What is represent? So you make sure that you are ready to define each one of these words. I have given you, in that printable file, I have given you some definitions for each of these words. These are simple definitions that are going to help you with it. I'm going to put them here in here in the video. Okay, for country, we're going to give a really simple. A country is a nation. They already know the word nation. Okay, so let's just keep it simple. A country is a nation, and then it gives the examples in the slides of China, the US, the UK, and Japan are all countries. Okay, so make sure, just use a simple definition there. Okay, and that one is actually written on the slides. Capital, the capital is the main city of a country. It's where the government is. Now, because we use the word government in that definition, you have to make sure that you can define government. So you hold up a picture of the president, which is in that printable file, and you say the government is the people that make the laws. About as simple as you can get there, right? Okay. Other words that you need to define. Landmark. Okay. A famous place that many people want to see. That's a good, simple definition of a landmark, okay? Then a flag. A flag is a piece of cloth that represents a country, and we're going to be defining the word represents, okay? You want to use a very simple definition of represents, okay? Represents, it makes me think of something. So we're going to be using China, the Chinese flag, to define the word represents. So you need to have, if you can have a Chinese flag, a real cloth Chinese flag, that's great. You can order one from Amazon I ordered my set of the American and the Chinese flag on Amazon for $5. Okay, so, but at least have a cloth American flag. If you have a printed Chinese flag, that's okay, but at least have a cloth American flag. You can pick one of those up at Walmart, or or even Dollar Tree, they may have them, whatever. But make sure that you have at least a cloth, a real cloth American flag. Okay, all right. But with represents, it is when I see the Chinese flag, it makes me think of China. It represents China. So that's how we're going to define that word. Okay, so we talked about our definitions. We've talked about what we're going to do on this slide. Now let's get to the teaching. Here's what we're going to actually, how I would actually teach this one. You're going to have to pretend that there's a student here in the classroom with me. I'm going to use my son's name. His name is Jeremy. I usually use my daughter, Rebecca, but today let's use my son. Okay, so he's going to be my student this time, but you get to pretend that you see him. Okay, hello. By the way, this is an older student. Okay, so I'm not going to use that little sing-songy, high-pitched kitty voice with them. I'm going to use a more mature, lower pitch into my tone to show them that they are older and that they are, that I'm not going to try to baby talk to them. Okay, even though they speak another language, I'm not going to baby talk to them. My speed of speech is going to be lowered a little bit, so not as quickly as I'm speaking to you now. My speed is going to be a little bit lower with them. With any time you're working with these students, you want to make sure that you do keep your speed a little bit lower. Don't go too fast or they won't understand you. Okay. You also want to make sure anytime that they are reading or that they are responding to you, that you give them plenty of time to respond. There may be a couple of seconds delay. By the time your signal gets to China and back again, there may be a little bit of a delay there. So we want to give them plenty of time to respond and don't interrupt them. Okay, so make sure you don't interrupt them. We'll talk about how to correct their reading as we get into the slides, but do your best not to interrupt your students as you're going through here. Okay, so here we go. We're back with this one. You still want to use TPR. You still want to do things like pointing to your mouth, cupping your ear. This is the signal. Hey, it's your turn to speak. Hey, repeat what I'm saying. Okay, and then this is your turn to speak. We don't have to use it as much with this level student, but we still do that. We still use TPR in this level. Okay, we still act things out. We still use our voices and our facial expressions and all of that. We're still going to do that with our student. You still want to be active with them, even though this is an older student. Okay, yes, in the lower levels, we're doing all sorts of things, big M and X and elbow and all that, but we still want to use some of that TPR in here. So find ways to use TPR in this classroom, okay, because they're still looking for it and they're still going to grade you on it. You must use TPR. Okay, a lot of times that TPR is the things like telling them what you want them to do. If you want them to circle something on the slide, then you're going to circle it first, and you're going to show them the mouse. Yes, circle so and so. So show them what you want them to do. You can use TPR to show them exactly what you want them to do. That's instructional TPR, is when we point to our mouth, when we cup our ear, when we show them the mouse, those kind of things. But then educational TPR is when you are showing the meaning of a word. Okay, so maybe if it's not in this lesson, but like elephant, you would show the shape of the do an elephant. That's the educational TPR. But we'll find some places in this lesson to use TPR, so watch for those. Okay, all right, now back to the introduction. Hello, hi, my name is Teacher Penny. What's your name? Jeremy? My name is Jeremy. Good. How are you, Jeremy? I'm fine. Good. How old are you? 8? Good. 8 years old. Great. Jeremy, great job. You get a soccer ball. Woohoo! Soccer. Do you play soccer, Jeremy? Yes. Good. Are you good? Yeah. I'm not very good at soccer. No, not very good. You did good though. If you do a good job, if you speak and listen, you get a soccer ball. Great. Okay. Today is my country. My country. My country. Yes, good job, Jeremy. Okay. And then you move directly to the next slide. Be careful of not using too much of that incidental language. You don't want to do things like, okay, now let's go do it. You don't have to do any of that, okay? You don't have to say those kind of things. Just go right to the next one. All right, this is the first slide that you are going to teach. It's a vocabulary slide. We don't need to say the word vocabulary. We're going to jump right into what we're teaching. But however, I want you to know a few things here. In this level of student, we are looking for a 70-30 talk time. That means I want my student to be speaking 70% of the time and I speak 30% of the time. That means I'm just kind of guiding them and asking some questions. All the reading they are going to do on their own. Okay, so that you make sure that they are speaking lots. We don't want it to be teacher, 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 talk, 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 and then they say one thing. That's what the parents are paying us for. They learn how to read and write in school. They learn English in school. We are for that conversation practice and for the pronunciation correction practice. So make sure you're letting them speak lots and lots through this lesson. Okay. All right. So when you are introducing new words, the new words are always written in red. And so you need to circle the word and have them repeat it twice before you move on to anything else. Okay. So we're going to start here. You circle it and you say country. Country. Yes. Countries. Yes. 2 or 3 or more countries. Good. Read here, please. Whenever I want my students to read something, I circle or write a box around what I want them to read so that they can read only what I want. Otherwise, they'll read everything on the page. Maybe I don't want them to read everything on the page. I want them to read just this small section. So I draw a circle or a box around what I want them to read. So, Jeremy, read, please. Okay, they're going to read the whole thing. China is a country. The USA, UK, and Japan are also some other countries. Which country are you from? Now, this is one of our target sentences. Your student has just read this. You repeat the question. Jeremy, which country are you from? Yeah, China. If they give you a one-word answer, you have to get a complete sentence in there. Okay, I am from China. I am from China. Good. Jeremy, ask Teacher Penny. Teacher Penny, which country are you from? Which country? Yes, I am from the USA. You are from the USA. Yes, good. Okay, so you just give them a chance to answer that, showing your map that you've prepared for China and America. This is also where you need to ask the question, what nationality are you? Okay, and they have learned the word nationality before, but again, full sentence. I am Chinese. Yes. Ask Teacher Penny, what nationality are you, Teacher Penny? What nationality are you, Teacher? Good. I am American. Yes, very good. Okay, then you move on, okay, to the next slide. Again, we've got vocabulary words here. We have the word flag. So we're going to introduce that one first. You're going to hold this up, okay? Flag. Flag. Yes, good. Read here, please, Jeremy. This is China's flag. It is a symbol of China. We can see the Chinese flag in many places. Good. Now let's pretend like your student, as they were reading, your mock mentor. Remember, they're going to make mistakes on purpose. They have just butchered the word symbol. Okay. While they are reading through it, I do not want to interrupt them. Okay, I'm going to let them go all the way to the end of their whatever passage they're reading. I'll underline it as they go through to remind me to go back and get that word. Okay, but once they get all the way to the end, then I'm going to go back and circle the word. Okay, and then have them repeat it twice. Symbol. Symbol. Good. It is a symbol of China. is a good. Is the Chinese flag a symbol of China? Yes, the Chinese flag is a symbol of China. Good. When I see the Chinese flag, it makes me think of China. Okay. Yes, it is a symbol of China. Good. Where do you see the It's just one that is it is one that just makes a lot of sense to use that target sentence with it. Okay, so where do you see the Chinese flag? And they are looking for you to extend the lesson with it. So you can ask this and then ask, what does the Chinese flag look like? Make sure that they give you that complete sentence. The Chinese flag is red with yellow stars. Okay, good. Good. Great job. You get a soccer ball. Woohoo! Yay! Good. Represents. Okay, remember your drawing is going to disappear, right? Okay. So then we've got the new word represents. Represents. Good. Mine doesn't have the S on it, I just realized. But you definitely, I'll change this before I load up this file. Make sure you have the S on it, and make sure you listen for the word represents with the S on the end of it. Sometimes your mock mentor, this is a common mistake that they like to do, they'll leave the S off of the end of a word to see if you hear it. It's very hard to hear. So make sure that you are that you're listening for that S on the end of represents. Okay, good. Represents. Represents. Good. When I see the Chinese flag, it makes me think of China. Good. It represents China. Represents China. Good. Read here, please. Okay. And then have them read. The flag represents China. When you see a Chinese flag on something, you know it is Chinese. Again, don't interrupt them if they stumble on a word. Sometimes you'll get a student that they will just absolutely stop and they won't move forward if they can't pronounce the word. If they do that, then yes, go ahead and give them that one word, then let them finish reading, then go back and repeat it again. Okay, so we've given the definition now of represents as it makes me think of. Okay, when I see the Chinese flag, it makes me think of China. Okay, it represents China. So we've given a really good definition of that one. Now let's use our American flag. Okay, and say, this is the American flag. What does it make you think of? Yes, it makes me think of America. It makes me think of. It represents America. Yes, very good. Okay, so now you could also, and it has a good example down here at the bottom in the teacher directions. It has the VIPKID symbol. So you could circle that symbol and say, what does this symbol represent? Or maybe you've got a VIPKID symbol printed out. What does this represent? Good. Yes, this represents VIPKID. Good. So you just want them to understand that the definition of the word represents. It makes me think of this. When I see this symbol, it makes me think of VIPKID. Good. Good. All right, and then you move on from here to the next one. All right, our new vocabulary that we're learning this time, again, introduce it first. Good. Capital. Capital. Good. The capital is the main city of a country. Okay. The capital is the main city of a country. Good. What is the capital of China? And look, you can underline this because this is the answer to the question. Okay. What is the capital of China? And they're going to give you that answer. Beijing is the capital of China. Again, complete sentence. Good. Keep reading. Okay, and have them continue to read this. A capital is a city where the government is next to Tiananmen Square. Okay. If they stumble on the word government, you've got a flashcard here. Okay. Yes, the government, a capital is the city where the government is. Okay. Government. Government. And then if you don't define it, they're going to ask you, teacher, what is government? And you're ready. You're ready for that question. You hold up this and you say, the government is the people that make the laws. The government is the people that make the laws. Have them just repeat that to you. Good. Okay. So you're ready for that question. That one. Now you might also say, what is the capital of the USA? What is the capital of the USA? Yes, Washington is the capital of the USA. Maybe you'd have a picture of Washington, of the White House or something in there, okay? So that would be a great one to have in that one, okay? Good, great job, yay, good, let's go, Jeremy. Don't say let's go, okay? So, all right, let's read about my city, okay? Here would be a good place to ask, what city do you live in? So Jeremy, what city do you live in? Okay. Beijing. Yes, I live in Beijing. Good. Read here, please, about Beijing. Oh, wait, we didn't do the vocabulary words yet, did we? Caught me on that. This is a new lesson for me too, okay? So you're going to introduce the word landmark. Landmark. Okay, then circle the other one and make them see. Landmarks. Landmarks. Yes. Read here, please, and have them read the top part. There are lots of beautiful and interesting places in Beijing. These places are called landmarks. Good, good. A landmark is a famous place that many people want to see. Good. What landmark is this? And then you circle or draw a line around the Great Wall, and they'll say, this is the Great Wall. Yes, good. Why did they build the Great Wall? That's a good question to ask, okay? Why did they build the Great Wall? They built the Great Wall to keep out the enemies, to keep out the Mongolians. Who knows what they're going to answer there? But that's a good question, a good extension question to ask. That was actually one of the questions that we asked in the old My Country lesson. So it's a great place to ask this one. Very good. Great job. You get a soccer ball. Yay, soccer. Good job, Jeremy. Good. And then you move on to the next one. Okay. All right, let's read about China. Read, please. Now, they've already been introduced to these words. They should know all of this. Same thing. You're looking for them to read it. If they stumble on a word, underline it as you go along. After they get to, you might say, read this part. Okay. Have them read that first part. Fix any words that you need to there. Now read this part. Have them read that section. If they mess up a word, they're like capital. That's a new word, so they may mess that one up. Good. And then you have said, now read this part. Good. And so they can read all of those parts of all the different parts. See what I mean about giving them exactly what you want them to read? Otherwise, they won't stop until you get there. By then, they don't remember what they said if they mispronounced a word up at the beginning. So do each one separately so that you can fix that pronunciation as you go along. Okay, great job. Okay, and then you're going to ask the question, what country is this? Good. Yes, it is China. And what is this city? Okay. It's the city of Beijing. And then say, what is the capital? You may extend a little bit. What's the capital of China? Yes, the capital of China is Beijing. Okay, all of those would be good extension questions to ask to go along with that one. Okay. Okay, all right, and then you move on. And this is, you're going to be pretending that you need a tour guide. Okay, so let's say this woman is coming to Beijing, to your city. Can you help her? Okay, read what she asks. Okay, and so you have them read that. I need help. I'm going to China very soon. Can you please tell me something about China? Okay, good. Okay. All right. Then you're going to tell them about China using these sentence prompts here. Okay. So you're going to say, what country is it? And maybe you're going to hold up your Chinese map. Okay. What is this country? Okay. Yes, this is China. What is the capital? Okay. What is the capital of China? You're going to have it laid out where you can just grab it instead of me having to dig through and find them. Okay. What is the capital of China? Okay. And then underline the sentence here so that they know, oh, that's how I'm supposed to answer that. Beijing is the capital of China. Good. And what is this? Okay. That is the Chinese flag. Yes. Good. What does the Chinese flag represent? I'm giving them the word here so that they can put that word into the sentence. What does the Chinese flag represent? Okay. It represents China. Listen for that S on the end of it. Good. What color is the Chinese flag? Have them describe the flag. Yes. And what is on the flag? Yes, there are 5 yellow stars on the flag. So you're wanting them to answer these questions or answer and fill in these blanks, but you're going to help them. You're going to give them these words that go into each one of these blanks. Okay, I never want my student to go, what are they looking for? What does she want here? Okay, I'm going to help them. I'm going to give them these words I'm prompting. I'm not cheating. I'm prompting them and giving them the words so that they can be successful with this, okay? Great job. You get a star. Woohoo! A star. Yay! Now we're moving on to the grammar section, and we're going to be teaching about putting together the two words are and not, and how to use the apostrophe, how to take out the O. But we want to keep it very simple. Remember, they've already been reading this. We're just going to help them a little bit with how to pronounce it. Good. Okay. So now we are going to start this, okay, by say, all right, these two words, are and not. Are aren't. Aren't. Good. So if I put are and not together, I make the word aren't. Let's take out the O and move those together. My apostrophe goes where I took out the letter. Good. Aren't. Aren't. Good. Read this sentence. Okay. They are not from China. Good. They aren't from China. Very good. Let's do this with the words do not. Do not. Good. Take out the O. Okay. Move them together. But we have to put an apostrophe. Good. Do plus not equals don't. Don't. Good. Do plus not equals don't. Good. Read here, please. They do not speak Chinese. And this one, they don't speak Chinese. Great job. So we do are plus not. Put them together. Aren't. Aren't. Yes. Do plus not. Don't. Very good. Great job. Okay, then you move on. Let's read. Okay, let's read words with are and not. Okay, read this sentence. Okay, they are not Chinese landmarks. Can you put are and not together? Yes, they aren't Chinese landmarks. Yes, good. Let's put do and not together. Okay, do and not. Read this one. Good. Now put them together. They don't work for the government. Very good. Great job. Good reading. Very good. Okay. And then you're finally to the soft C sound. This seems like a lot, I know, okay, and it is a lot. This is slide 11. This is the last one. Most people will probably not get to this slide, but you're going to get there, okay? You're going to do this. Good. So we're going to teach the soft C. Remember, they've already been reading soft C. We're just giving this a name, okay? Now, I like to use it by showing the example of the hard C. Okay, so I would say, what is this word? Cat. Yes. And what sound does C make in cat? K. Yes, that's the hard C. It's like a K. K. Good. But sometimes if we have CE or CI, it's the soft C. That's like an S. S. Soft C. S. Good. Read these CE words. Okay. CE words. Ice, rice, face. They can read these words. I say them after them to make sure that they are saying it correctly. Okay. Good. Now read these CI words with soft C. S. City. Cigar, they're probably going to say cigar, okay, or who knows what they'll say there, okay, but you're going to correct that. Cigar. Cigar. Yes. Pencil. Good, good. Again, let them read the word first, then you correct if you need to, or you just say it behind them to confirm that they said it correctly. Great job. Good reading, Jeremy. You get a soccer ball. How many soccer balls did you get? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay, 4 soccer balls. Goal. Great job, Jeremy. You did so good today. Thanks for a great lesson. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, Jeremy. Okay, and just finish up like that, okay? All right, so this is a whole new process, and it is a new way of teaching with VIPKID. So I encourage you to study this, go back, figure out. Don't be just a mimic of what I've done. Just use this as a guide, then you figure out the style that works for you. If you have not applied yet, be sure and use my referral link here or my referral code. I have a new referral code. It's so easy to remember. My referral code is Penny0008. How easy is that? Penny0008. That's my referral code. If you have not used a referral code, if you did not use a link anywhere with it, if you go into the VIPKID portal where your application is, look in the top right corner. Right, there we go, top right corner. Sorry, it's flipped my video here. The top right corner, and it will have my account. Click on my account, and then look down where it says referring teacher. If that's blank, please add my code there, Penny0008. Please add my code in there. If this has been a help to you, I would appreciate that. And then contact me, email me at teacherpennyvipkid@gmail.com, and I'll help you through every step of this. We can even do a coaching session. If you're my referral, I do coaching sessions with you. I have some more documents that I can send to you to help you with every step. So help me out with that as well. Okay? So, because I want to help you with that, and I can help you more if you are my referral. Be sure and join my Facebook group, VIPKID. If you've already been hired, join, or if you get hired after you do this, once you're hired, be sure and join our group for hired teachers, and that is VIP Kid Teachers Hired. Very simple, okay? Just the word hired is different. VIP Kid Teachers Hired. We post, that is a great group for new teachers because you can post questions in there. We've got a lot of things already posted for how do I teach, how do I open my schedule? What kind of certifications am I going to get? How do I teach a trial class? How do I do a unit assessment? All of those kind of questions we answer in that class. And it's a great fellowship there. We have a great group of teachers that help each other and encourage each other and answer questions for each other. So be sure and join that group as well once you're hired. Good luck with VIP Kid. Be sure and watch out for my other videos for the Certification Center, and good luck with VIP Kid. Thanks. Bye-bye.